Bitcoin. The end of the dollar? Bitcoin is the fastest growing currency in the world, according to a new study from Cambridge University. It's also one of the most volatile trading currencies, but that hasn't stopped people from buying and selling it on a huge international scale. Bitcoin is an entirely digital money, which means you can buy or sell it with no physical banknotes or coins involved. This might be why Bitcoin has such high fluctuations in value, since there are no physical limits to how much Bitcoin can be created. Its worth could change depending on how many people are trying to buy and sell. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency, without a central bank or single administrator, that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoin was invented in 2009 by an unknown person or group who then released it as an open-source software. How does Bitcoin work? When it comes to Bitcoin, there is a lot of confusion about how it works. Is it a currency? An investment? A commodity? The answer is all of the above, and that's what makes Bitcoin so interesting. Unlike traditional fiat currencies, which are controlled by central banks, Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning anyone can buy or sell it without permission from any authority. That also means that there is no one entity in charge of setting its price. Bitcoin's price is set by supply and demand on exchanges, similar to how stocks are priced. When demand for Bitcoin goes up, so does the price. When demand falls, prices do too. The same factors that influence other asset prices also apply to Bitcoin. Things like news events, economic conditions, and geopolitical instability can all affect the price of Bitcoin. One key difference between Bitcoin and other assets is that there is a limited supply of Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence, and 17 million of those have already been mined as of early 2020. This scarcity gives Bitcoin value as people are willing to pay more for an asset with a limited supply. So, whether you see Bitcoin as a currency, an investment, or a commodity, it is important to understand that Bitcoin will always have a limited supply, which makes it more valuable than other assets with no limits to their supply. Bitcoin is not backed by any government, but the value of Bitcoin is still determined by factors like supply and demand. Without a third party, like the US dollar is backed by a government, things like inflation or deflation can't affect Bitcoin's price either. One of the most important factors in determining how much Bitcoin is worth is how many people are willing to buy it or accept it as payment for goods and services. If there are many people who want to use Bitcoin for payments, this raises its value because there are more buyers for the currency than sellers. What is the dollar and how does it work? The dollar is the currency of the United States of America. The dollar is divided into 100 cents, and is also the name of the American unit of currency. $1 is equal to 1/100th of 1 cent. The dollar has been the currency of the United States since 1792. The symbol for the dollar is $. The United States has issued paper currency since 1862. The first paper bills were issued in denominations of $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50 and $100. Today, the only paper bills still in circulation are $1 and $2 bills. The $1 bill is nicknamed George Washington, after the first U.S. president who appears on the bill, while the $2 bill is nicknamed Thomas Jefferson, after the third U.S. president who appears on the bill. All other paper denominations have been replaced by coins. The $5 bill is nicknamed Lincoln, after the 16th U.S. president who appears on the bill, while the $10 bill is nicknamed Hamilton, after Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the United States who appears on the bill. The $20 bill is nicknamed Jackson, after Andrew Jackson, the 7th U. Will Bitcoin replace the dollar or just be a currency like gold? Some say that Bitcoin will eventually replace the dollar as the world's reserve currency. They argue that because Bitcoin is limited in supply and is not subject to the whims of central banks, it will be a more stable store of value than fiat currencies. Others contend that Bitcoin will simply become another currency like gold, with each having its own advantages and disadvantages. There is no clear consensus on which side is correct, but one thing is certain: the rise of Bitcoin is shaking up the global economy and financial system. Why you should use Bitcoin in your daily life. There are many reasons to start using Bitcoin in your daily life. Here are just a few of the benefits. 1. Bitcoin is faster than traditional payments methods. 2. Bitcoin is global, so you can send and receive payments from anywhere in the world. 3. Bitcoin is secure, so you can be sure that your money is safe. 4. Bitcoin is private, so you can keep your financial information confidential. 5. Bitcoin is easy to use, so you can start using it right away without any hassle. The effect of Bitcoin in our society. The rise of Bitcoin has had a profound effect on our society. The most notable change has been the death of the dollar. For years, the dollar has been the world's reserve currency, but Bitcoin is quickly taking its place. This shift could have far-reaching consequences for the global economy. The advantages of Bitcoin over traditional fiat currencies are numerous. For one, Bitcoin is much more efficient. Transactions are processed almost instantly and there are no fees associated with them. This makes it ideal for international trade and commerce. Another major advantage of Bitcoin is that it is decentralized. Unlike fiat currencies, which are controlled by central banks, Bitcoin is not subject to manipulation or control. This independence gives it a great deal of stability and makes it immune to economic crises. Finally, Bitcoin is simply a better store of value than fiat currencies. Fiat currencies depreciate over time due to inflation, but Bitcoin remains stable in value. This makes it an ideal investment vehicle for those looking to protect their wealth from inflationary pressures. In short, Bitcoin is superior to fiat currencies in every way. It is more efficient, more stable, and more secure. As more and more people begin to use Bitcoin, the shortcomings of the fiat system will be exposed. Bitcoin is the currency of the future, and its potential impact on our society can't be overstated. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.